Welcome to the reading of Six Dinner Sid. This is by Inga, written and illustrated. And this story is dedicated to George. Sid lived at number 1 Aristotle Street. He also lived at number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 and number 6. Sid lived in 6 houses so that he could have 6 dinners. Each night he would slip out of number 1, where he might have had chicken, into number 2 for fish, on to number 3 for lamb, mince at number 4, fish again at number 5, rounding off at number 6 with beef and kidney stew. Since no one talked to their neighbours in Aristotle Street, no one knew what Sid was up to. They each believed the cat they fed was theirs and theirs alone. But Sid had to work hard for his dinners. It wasn't easy being 6 people's pet. He had 6 different names to remember and 6 different ways to behave. When he was being Scaramouche, Sid put on swanky airs. As Bob, he had a job. He was naughty as Satan and silly as Sally. As Sooty he smooched, but as Schwartz he had to act rough and tough. All this work sometimes wore Sid out, but he didn't care as long as he had his 6 dinners. And besides, he liked being scratched in 6 different places and sleeping in 6 different beds. In fact, life in Aristotle Street was just about perfect for Sid. Until one cold, damp day, he caught a nasty cough. The next thing he knew, he was being taken to see the vet. Poor Sid, he was not taken once, not twice, but 6 times. He went with 6 different people in 6 different ways. The vet said Sid's cough wasn't nearly as nasty as it sounded, but to be on the safe side, he should have a spoonful of medicine. Of course, Sid didn't just have 1 spoonful of medicine, he had 6. Now, one black cat does look much like another, but nobody, not even a busy vet, could see the same cat 6 times without becoming suspicious. Sure enough, when he checked his appointment book, the vet found 6 cats with a cough all living in Aristotle Street. So he rang the owners at once. And oh dear, Sid was found out. When they discovered what he had been up to, Sid's owners were furious. They said he had no business eating so many dinners. They said in future they would make sure he only had 1 dinner a day. But Sid was a 6 dinner a day cat. So he went to live at number 1 Pythagoras Place. He also went to live at numbers 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Unlike Aristotle Street, the people who lived in Pythagoras Place talked to their neighbours. So right from the start, everyone knew about Sid's 6 dinners. And because everybody knew, nobody minded. I think it'd be lovely to share with you some of the illustrations which were particularly interesting. And I highly recommend, if you can, do get a copy of 6 Dinner Sid for your library. It's a lovely little book, especially anyone who has had a cat, or in particular a little black cat. They've got so much personality and they're such lovely little things. Particularly like this illustration of Sid after meal number 6 with his particularly full belly. Reminds me of a certain little cat. And also, which is quite nice, is how happy he looks when he's getting scratched. And the last one for now, so just not to spoil it for everybody, is the look on his face after he's had 6 spoonfuls of medicine. I've definitely seen that face once or twice. I hope you've enjoyed this reading of 6 Dinner Sid, and this was dedicated to George. Bye!